channels which bring water from the mountains. Here we produce dates, cereals, vegetables, fruit and fodder. It's a kind of paradise, cool and tranquil. At night, the birds settle in the safety of the trees, and you have to keep a watchful eye for the snakes and scorpions. The camel-raising Bedouins were nomadic during the months of good grazing, and would settle around oasis wells in the summer. Many would live in traditional desert tents made of woven cloth. These were furnished with rugs and divided into separate quarters for men and women. Here, in the food preparation area, women used cauldrons and bread-making pans to make the family meal. Next door, in the majlis, the men's quarters, the men would meet in the evening to talk and drink coffee. Our ancestors began to settle here more than 5,000 years ago, and they made the most of the world around them. Copper mining was one of the earliest industries here. Miners hammered away at rocks with handmade tools to uncover seams of copper ore in the mountains. Sometimes they would use fire to crack the rock face. It was a dark, dangerous place to work. Once mined, the copper ore was heated to separate the copper from the ore, a process known as smelting. Molten liquid copper was poured into molds to make tools, weapons, and jewelry. Once the casts had cooled, they were hammered into shape.
Settle down, please, children. Turn to page 17. Can anybody tell me what they see here?
Please, sir.
Ahmed?
The man is diving for pearls. My great-grandfather was a pearl diver. He could hold his breath for ages. He taught me to swim and dive. One day, I'd like to be a diver too.
I told you, Ahmed, the seas in our blood. In the last century, huge fleets of pearling vessels set out from Abu Dhabi every summer. The departure of the fleet was a major event. Families left behind were anxious about their loved ones. Some of the men never returned. The divers were weighted down as they plunged to the shallow banks to search for oysters. It was a dangerous job, with stinging jellyfish, sharp corals, and no breathing equipment. But a lucky diver might establish a family's fortune. To keep their spirits up, the Niham would chant to inspire the pearls, leading them all in songs which marked each stage of their work. Since oil was discovered in the Emirates more than 40 years ago, Abu Dhabi has become one of the world's major oil producers. Much of this oil comes from under the sea. A network of offshore drilling platforms taps into vast reserves. Abu Dhabi currently has around a sixth of the world's oil and gas.
What I would like to be when I grow up, Grandpa. A diver. A bit like your father.
The underwater pipelines are maintained by highly skilled commercial divers. They wear protective suits and dive to the seafloor to work on the pipes, moving through the murky waters amongst the fishes and creatures of the sea. It is hard, skilled work on the oil drilling platforms. Highly trained men operate the drills, pumps, and other heavy machinery, extracting crude oil from beneath the seabed. These futuristic structures are oil production facilities. Huge quantities of oil are produced every day at offshore and onshore production facilities. But even this modern industry was built using traditional skills. Earl divers helped to lay the undersea pipes, and dhows kept fresh supplies coming in. Nowadays, massive tankers are needed to transport the oil and gas to the rest of the world. Abu Dhabi today is an emirate to be proud of.
Welcome
There is
to
so
Abu
much
Dhabi.
to do in this dynamic, lively capital.
Yan na yan.
Busy streets, shopping malls,
Welcome to
markets,
Abu Dhabi.
hotels, a fantastic waterfront, beautiful mosques, magnificent fountains and parks. In little over a generation, Abu Dhabi has been transformed into one of the great trading and business centers of the world. This is now a vibrant cosmopolitan city with a proud heritage rooted in the traditions and values of its desert and sea-going
Galing na.
origins.
Dan, 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 dan. Oo, finish. Hindi sa kuya.